Well, hello. Hello. Kirk Johnson from the Sounds Academy. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. So let me introduce my audience to Kirk. I first met Kirk, I'm going to say 5 years ago, uh,
Okay.
at an incubator here in Phoenix, um, now a national incubator called Seed Spot. And Kirk um, kind of stole the show that year. At the end of the year, we fill up one of the concert halls in Phoenix with people, and the audience votes on who gives the best pitch to win the money. And yours truly won the money. So, what is his organization? What is he doing? Well, believe it or not, he's the founder of an organization called Sounds Academy. It's a not for profit that's designed to put music into kids' hands that ordinarily wouldn't have the opportunity to have that music and instruction in their lives. Here in Arizona, they've cut the arts and music quite drastically in the public school system. So this man took it upon himself to create a not-for-profit and raise money to fill the gap, to fill the void. And what he is doing with kids will bring tears to your eyes, how these kids from rough neighborhoods, how it's changing their lives, how they're learning music, how they're performing in orchestras. It is absolutely just a beautiful thing to witness. So Kirk Johnson, welcome to my show.
Thank you for having me.
How'd I do with the introduction? Did I say anything inaccurate, or was that pretty much?
No, yeah. It's all about getting instruments in kids' hands and providing those musical experiences and opportunities. A big thing too of what we do has to do with teaching character values through music education. So it's not that we're trying to make the next best or greatest musician, but rather teaching creativity, leadership, perseverance, resilience, and teamwork through music education.
So you give them many life tools, not just music tools. It's amazing to witness when you go. Sometimes they perform at an event, and these kids of all age groups get up there, and I mean, these kids can play. This is not like, what he has done is amazing. So Kirk, let me ask you a question.
All right.
Give us, let's go back to even before this started. What were you doing before, and what was it that made you shift to doing so much good in the world that you're doing now?
I've always done this, so to speak. And when I say this, what I mean is music education. I taught my first student was my little brother. So I taught since I was 16, went to Indiana University, taught there. Every time I went someplace, I would create something where kids that were not getting access to music education would then get access to music education. The flip for Arizona for me was when I created something in a school system that didn't last, at which point, when I did it again, I made it its own nonprofit and made it so that it could be more sustainable. So sustainability was the big thing for me when it came to that.
So let me dig a little deeper, a little further. Let me shut this fan off so in case there's too much noise. So let me dig a little deeper. So you say you've always been doing it. So music is a huge part of your life.
Mm-hmm.
When did you first pick up an instrument, and what instrument was that?
I was probably 5, and it was the violin.
And what instrument did you become most proficient at?
Viola. Viola.
So that our audience knows, a viola is just like a bigger violin. You still play it here. Right. It has a slightly deeper, richer sound. It looks just like a violin. It's just slightly bigger. For those that don't know classical music, you might mistake it for a violin, but it's actually called a viola. So I know these things because I'm a big classical music buff. So I'm just making sure our audience knows. So music became a big part of your life. And how, when you formed Sounds Academy, um, was that, I mean, that obviously was deeply rooted in the fabric of who you were as a person. You were always trying to help other people, put, education. But that day, I guess, was different for you because you now officially made an organization. So when did you form the organization, and what was the early road like for you?
Formed it in 2014. The early road was a lot of learning, which is ironic because that's the road now even. But a lot of learning because and that's another big thing too, is I can figure out, and most people can figure out, how do you create a studio so that you can teach 20 students, 30 students, whatever you want to teach? How do you make it so that you by yourself can impact those students? When you can't teach anymore, what happens to those students is the question. What makes Sounds Academy, in terms of a business perspective, different for me became, how can I impact more students was the first question. And then after how that was answered, the next question became, how do you make it so that you can continually, for years to come and generations to come, continue to have a positive impact on children's lives through music education and the city where you live, which is, for me, Phoenix. How can you impact Phoenix? So it goes beyond. So I guess a big thing would say this. I remember there was this San Antonio versus maybe Miami Heat. I forget what it was, but it was a kid was singing the national anthem and they messed up. So imagine if no one knows how to sing the national anthem anymore, because we started taking away music out of schools, because no one remembers how to sing the song anymore. That is an extreme example, but the point is there's a lot of things that will be lost if we don't continue to do music education. And
we don't value it the way we used to value it because schools are cutting it.
Right.
100%. So your mission is very clear. For people that haven't seen it, I presume you have performances on your website?
Yeah. So we have performances.
All right. So I have not done this on my show once, but I'm going to do it today. And I'm going to do a screen share, and we're going to go to your site, and I want people to see what we're talking about here. So it's soundsacademy.org.
Yeah, and to tell you the truth, if you want to see the straight performances, if you go to YouTube.
All right, let's go there.
Yeah.
So here's his website, everybody. Now, on most of my interviews of people, I focus on the individual. Mm-hmm. And then a little bit on their business, but this individual is a special individual. I know Kirk for years, and what he's doing in kids' lives is unbelievable. So let's go to YouTube. Hold on.
You could probably, you could do that too. And then just type in Sounds Academy.
Sounds Academy, there it is.
And then if you even click on that, so that first one.
This one?
No, all the way to the top.
This one?
Yep. So that's a good synopsis of what our program is.
Sorry, I've watched this before. So here we go. Let's just watch this, everybody.
The zip code of a child should not dictate their access to music education. Sounds Academy is a nonprofit music education organization that teaches, mentors, and provides musical experiences and opportunities for underserved youth.
He has had the most amazing instructors. They're very gentle, they're very nice, they help, it's like a family.
I like being at Sounds Academy because it gives me an opportunity to follow my passion of music.
We serve students through 4 programs. Our musical access program exposes children to live music and instruments through our instrument petting zoos. Our school programs teaches the fundamentals of music performance in small group settings.
I love Science Academy because it makes me feel good playing instruments that I love to play. And sometimes when I don't know how to play them, I get tips from Mr. Kirk, and he helps a lot.
The solo program focuses on individual lessons.
I like being in Sounds Academy because I think the teachers are really good at their job with teaching kids techniques with their instruments.
Students in the collective takes our higher level students so that they can play in a higher level ensemble, take music theory classes, and individual lessons so that we can prepare them for youth orchestra and college auditions.
I have my grandchildren enrolled in Sounds Academy. It allows them to really slowly process not just music, but life skills.
My favorite character value is resilience, teamwork.
My oldest is starting to exhibit leadership. Before I had to tell them, get up, practice on a schedule, but then they started getting up on their own. Oldest will tell the youngest, okay, listen, you gotta practice, and he'll get them on the schedule and get everybody up.
The characteristic pushed me to be a better person.
Oh no. Hello.
Oh, did it freeze on you?
Yeah, but let's wait. I mean, it's so touching, Kirk. Hold on.
And I think schools should do that more as well. I think Sounds does it.
Huh. Wouldn't you know? I haven't had any internet connection problems. Let's try it.
Really well, but schools should add to that.
Once you accomplish the violin being...
So let's make this smaller. Hold on, this is live TV, baby. This is how we roll. We figure stuff out. So I actually think it might be actually my computer that I might need to restart my computer.
Ever feel like you can play the violin, the cello, or any string instrument? I feel like you can conquer anything. You know, I want my children to have that same feeling.
We plan on being here for a while.
Keep practicing. The more you practice, the less nervous you get.
So, okay, so everybody gets the idea, and these kids play out. Let's stop the share. So there he is. So what this man is doing is changing people's lives through music. This is a big deal. It brings tears to your eyes when you witness this live, and I wanted to, now I'm delayed. Look, it's kind of screwed up our session, unfortunately. So I just want people to understand that this is pretty special. So if people want to get involved, I mean, right now, you just explained to me that you're looking for board members, you're looking for certain types of advisory board members. Can you just speak a little bit about that, Kirk, about the kind of people, if they want to get involved and help you? Because this is a 501c3. You rely on grants, you rely on donations. You are actually buying these instruments and putting them in these kids' hands.
Right.
It costs money to do this. Plus, you deserve to make a little money along the way to survive. So why don't you just tell people a little bit about what you're trying to accomplish in 2020?
In 2020, we're looking into our board, increasing the capacity of our board as well. I'm looking to add individuals that can help with, connecting us to the community, making us more of a household name in Phoenix, Arizona, especially. We're also looking for people with fundraising skills. That's always a big part of what we're trying to do, because as you mentioned, like, we have to be able to fundraise to keep this sustainable. Sustainability, I would say, is the big thing, because I've noticed that there are a few organizations that will come along, or a person or a program that will be someplace for 3 years and then they're not there anymore. But with this, we've been going for 6 years, getting ready to start our 7th year, and just always moving to that next level, that next step, so that we can continue.
Love it. Okay, so you're looking for good people to get involved. If you own a business or you're in a corporation and you want to do some good, this is somebody who needs your help. Secondly, you have a big event coming up, assuming the world comes back to somewhat order. When is that event? And it's a fundraiser. It helps raise money for the organization to get instruments and instruction in these kids' hands. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Correct. So yeah, right now we've made a little bit of a pivot. You know, we have the coronavirus going on and schools are shut down. So what we're doing is online classes for our students. So students are still learning. On May 16th is when we have our benefit concert. And what we're doing is planning to move that virtually so that we can still bring our performances, our students, our mission to your living rooms. All donations that we get, 100% of it goes towards children. It goes towards getting them what they need to have a successful musical experience. And then on top of that, for people that donate, they also are able to get a AZ, we're a qualifying charitable organization, so they get a dollar for dollar match on their AZ tax credits as well. So that means if you, Andrew, for example, if you donate $400, you're going to get $400 back on your AZ state taxes. And so then anything that you donate beyond that, you can deduct that federally as well. But it makes it really easy for people to donate for us, especially when you know.
So one of the challenges that Kirk has, because we spoke before the interview, is technology. Because it's one thing for Elton John on Fox to play a little concert for you, or Yo-Yo Ma to play a little concert for you. It's another thing for 20 kids out of 20 homes to get on a system and be in sync and play a concert out with 20 boxes. So if there's anybody out there that can help Kirk accomplish this big, hairy, audacious goal to keep these kids active and to get this event off the ground during the coronavirus, my God, please contact Kirk. He needs your help to pull this technology event off. It's a music event, but it's run through technology, and he needs your help. He's trying to figure it out. This guy's a musician, right? So if somebody can help him, so Kirk, how would somebody get in touch with you?
Yeah, you could send me an email, Kirk, K-I-R-K, at soundsacademy.org. And then also our number is 623-349-4774, and that goes directly to me as well. So if anyone has ideas, ways they want to impact, ways that they can contribute and help, I'm always here to have conversations to see what we can do to make this better for Phoenix.
I would also say go to YouTube on your own, type in Sounds Academy, and see what he's doing with those kids. There's lots of videos there. It is absolutely beautiful. It was a blessing for me to cross paths with this gentleman through my volunteering as a mentor at Seed Spot. We have kept a friendship on since the day we met. He was the big winner of the pitch contest that evening. I guess you all can understand why. Look at what he's doing. And he was also really good at his pitch too. This is somebody who has a load of gas, folks. Give a shit. The one thing you can't teach, this man's got it. So, Kirk, it's been a total pleasure. I want to continue to be an asset in your life. I am going to be promoting this in social media for you.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
I want you to do the same. If anybody has any questions, contact him. You can always contact me. You know how to get in touch with me. I'll put you directly in touch with him. Kirk, stay on the line. We'll continue talking. But for the purposes of this show, thank you, sir. I love what you do. It is beautiful. Never stop. You keep that sustainability mindset going. The world needs what you put into this world. The world needs what you're putting into this world. So don't you ever stop.
Thank you very much. And I'd like to thank you as well for, just your questions and being that friend and being that supporter throughout the years.
Look, I'm going to support you in many other ways, not just through Secret Sauce Society. As I've said, I wanted you to play at my events, that we can find you other board members and sponsors, and because I get mostly business owners, but I'm also going to get you connected to some foundations that we've already talked about. So I'm here for you. We need other people here for you as well. So please help that man. Have a wonderful day.
All right. Thank you.